All right. Good afternoon. My name is Tyler Guy. I'm currently enrolled in the Foundations of Kinesiology class, and right here I have my former coach, Coley Kendall. How are you doing?
Very good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I know you don't have a lot of time, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. Knowing that you're a coach and sports is a very social aspect of a high school student, what types of sociological issues affect what you do?
Sociological meaning.
Meaning just like issues with the kids, maybe like setting goals or working together as a team, something of that nature.
In terms of my experience, so this is my 25th year of teaching and coaching, those issues have become more of a problem in the last 5 years. The individualistic thought process of kids thinking they should be given something rather than going and earning something has been a big struggle. The individualism of wanting something for themselves and nothing for others has been really hard. So when you're trying to build a team, you really got to start really over and foundation of teamwork and establishing team and trust before you can even practice.
Wow, yeah. I definitely remember that. I know even track and field, which was, some would think would be an individual sport.
Yeah.
Every day it was just like, hey, we're doing everything as a team. You guys are all one. You're not just running in your own lane.
Yep, it's that is hard now. It's really hard. You really have to beat it in because kids of this generation do not understand what it means to be on a team.
Right.
It's not natural. It's either because they play too many video games and it's all one-on-one, or they don't play enough in the street where they establish teams. Something has changed in the last 5 to 10 years that just makes it really hard to establish teams. You really got to teach it, and you really got to coach it, and you really got to emphasize it because it doesn't come natural.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know that. I've only been removed for like 4 years, but wow. So rolling into the second question, as a coach, how do you use sport, exercise psychology to improve players? Obviously, you have strategy and you have biomechanics and all those physical attributes. How do you use psychology to improve them?
Psychology is motivation. Motivation is getting kids to find out what they want. Once you find out what an individual wants, then it sounds horrible, but you kind of use it against them.
Right.
But you use it against them in a positive. This is what you said you wanted. This is what you have to do to get to what you said you wanted.
Right.
If you want to establish your goals, we can do that. But if you still want X, you're going to have to do X and all these other things that lead up to that. Besides motivation is if kids aren't intrinsically motivated from the get-go, where they know what they want, they just need someone to guide them and point them in the right direction. If you have to use extrinsic motivation to get them to be intrinsically motivated eventually. And that's all with award systems, acknowledgement. Kids love to hear their name in front of large groups, no matter what. Unfortunately, it's both positively and negatively, so you try to stay with the negative and try to just reward what you want to see in other kids and other responses. So anytime you possibly can, you want to award kids for doing the right thing and doing what you want them to do. Whether it's in football, I used to use stickers and what we call animal points.
I was going to say, yeah.
In track and field, we use PRs and large groups of standing up, being recognized as much as you can when you're with 400 people. It's hard to individually recognize everybody.
Yeah, I feel that. I was actually going to bring up the intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Like I know, for example, football is very extrinsically motivational for at least me. It's just like, hey, this is what we're doing as a team. Whereas in track and field, like you said, you use PRs to kind of like push you in that direction.
Well, the goal is always to have people intrinsically motivated.
Right.
And sometimes people just don't understand. They haven't had the experience. So you give them the experience of success, which then creates intrinsic motivation to continue getting that success.
Right, it keeps driving it.
Now, that's the hope. Unfortunately, nowadays, like I said, in the last 5 to 10 years, it's working less and less and less because it's hard to break the habits of their individual wants.
Right. Okay.
Understanding though that if you do what's best for others, you'll get what you want.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really hard concept for people nowadays to understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to make people want to do something.
Yes.
Okay, so what types of training and job experiences led you to your current position? So, getting away from the players and more towards how do you get to where you were today?
Well, out of high school, I knew there's two things. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but there's two things I know I didn't want to do, and that was coach and teach.
Oh, man.
I knew when I left for college, I was not going to coach and teach. Why? My dad was a coach and a teacher, and I saw his hours, and I saw what he did and went through, and I'm like, I do not want that lifestyle. Unfortunately, someone asked me to coach one summer right before I went away to college, and I was hooked. I was hooked not only because of my influence on others, but I was hooked because basically how it motivated me, and how I felt about myself and how I felt about my experience. I went home feeling like I made a difference. And when I think I can help people and make a difference, I really have good days. When I have bad days, I go home really not happy with myself. So it's you're going to have good and bad, but it's those good days that just make this job so special.
Yeah, I feel that. I think it was my junior or senior year, I was coaching volleyball, and so I was coaching at the rec center across from Bella Vista, and just seeing those kids they get so excited when they made a serve over for the first time, and it's just those really make you want to stay there.
Yep.
At least for me.
As soon as you can influence others and have an effect on other people's lives, if that inspires you, you're probably in the teaching, coaching world, you're going to be just fine.
Yeah, I feel that. So last question, what qualities do you look for when you hire a person in your career field?
Trust. That's the biggest one of trust and consistency. Okay. That's the first things I'm looking for. Can I trust you to have the best interest of kids? Or are you in this for the feeling of winning something? Because if you can be trusted and you can be consistent on an everyday basis, I can work with you. I can teach you what I want you to tell the kids. But I can't. It's hard to teach people is how to treat kids. Okay. And that has to come with trust, that I trust you and you trust me, that we're on the same page, that we're going to get what we want out of kids by loving them and caring for them. And loving and caring sometimes is having a bad day and getting on them and getting them to respond. But it's those are the things that I kind of always look. Skill and ability to know knowledge of something, that can always be learned. Right. What can't be is the love and the passion and the trust that you can be consistent every day in this job.
Interesting answer. Okay. Well, thank you for your time. I'm not going to take up any more.
Thanks, Todd.
Thank you.